We love a supportive partner at
Absolutely.
Is that talking
Sarah
about?
would be caught dead watching this shit. She shuts every door in the house when I.
Oh no! Seriously?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
We're supportive of each other in our own ways. Okay.
Hey, Crystal is super supportive of me. She's my sidekick, 100% of the way.
That's a fact. Like, Crystal was at Drift to Death every day with you, just helping out, getting nothing out of it. But
yeah,
she's a trooper for sure. Welcome to the podcast, people.
Yeah, it is 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, back to the normal time, and we are here. RC Drift Talk. It is that time. It is that thing that we do every week. We got Chuck here with Tech One, and we got Chris Cnote. We're doing Cnote. Totally just super space.
Can we call you Hundo? Is that allowed?
So we'll be kind of going down that memory road and doing a good interview with Cnote here, getting his views, his thoughts, his active Aero. That's something that's going to be coming up. And last week, I had some comments, like in my other chat, saying that they could barely hear me. So how is my audio coming through? I know it's been a little bit finicky. So just in chat, hit like
chatters, audio check chatters.
So let's go ahead and kick it off. We're going to go to calendar events. Calendar events is this Saturday, August 23rd, is round 5 of Oregon SDC. Round 5 of Oregon SDC. We're almost done. Can you guys believe it?
Slightly Mark, loud. Once again, Mark, legendary.
We're actually slightly loud. That's a change. Okay. Got my chicken bake for this one. Ooh. Okay, chicken bakes have to be like baked in the oven.
What?
Like, they're okay microwaved, but baked in the oven or direct from Costco. Like it has to be. The crunch from that cheese.
So we have SDC this weekend for ourselves.
Oh, fine. Let's go back.
I'm excited. We talk about chicken way too much on this podcast.
Hey.
And it's my fault. I accept that. I'm excited because I missed a round, but I'm still kind of in the hunt a little bit. I mean, we would need some crazy antics, like I'm trying to poison Jake or something. But I mean, DJ and I are still, I think, legitimately in the hunt. So it's kind of fun to still be hanging around and get to drive with these guys. I'm excited.
Yeah. And then after that, September 6th, because wait, I messed that up. Because it's not September 6th. September 6th is Cross Games in Texas, right? And then we bumped it back a week. Yeah. So round 6, the finals is September 13th, and then round 4 of IRCDF is the 20th, and then we're into Worlds in October. Which I think I have officially made the guarantee I am going for sure. So now I just need to look for a hotel and all that fun stuff. All right, you guys, let's dive into it. So, C-Note, I'm going to let Logan kind of take the reins here because he's actually better at doing a touch storytelling than I am. But yeah, let's go ahead and just find out who you are, where you're from, and then we'll dive into your history of RC Drift.
Yeah, my man. So, yeah, basically, you're a long-time viewer. You're always here supporting us. And I've also noticed, I pay attention, and you do quite well for yourself out there in Vegas. So, yeah, I mostly the way we always start is, how'd you get into it, and how long have you been doing it, and just most of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Drifting for me, it's been something that, it's like my first sport. it's like funny to say, but I was like a little kid, maybe 4 or 5, and I had, my PlayStation 2 had like Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yeah.
After that, Carbon had some drifting in it.
Yeah,
And,
I remember that. Carbon had like AI tandem battles, right?
Well, I wanted to be a drifter from that point. I was getting into comp drifting, playing video games.
Wait.
Hold up 1 sec. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're
Rewind.
having some difficulties here.
Apparently
Sounds like we dropped audio.
Yeah, my entire audio
Adam-
card just decided to
gone.
reboot.
Adam
I'm still gone?
is somehow still in the meet.
Hold
All right. I don't know what happened to Adam. I think Adam dropped dead.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
This is good. Internet dropped.
Something happened. I seems like he's still working on his computer. His camera feed is completely frozen.
Oh.
Can you guys hear us still? It sounds like you guys. Okay. Can you see us? Can you see our cameras? Okay. We're moving around. Are we good? Just Adam's gone?
Okay, am I back? No.
Oh, it cut out again.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I should be back in the meet.
Let me see.
Can you hear me in the meet?
Adam's panicking right now, I promise.
Hold on, you guys. Can you hear me? Oh, wait. First, let me fix this.
Yeah, we'll just try to continue on. It sounds like we're kind of okay with the chatters, so Adam will come back at some point, I hope. But yeah, I mean, it's hilarious that you say Need for Speed 2 because for me that's very similar to myself, which was I got into like loose surface, like slidey stuff. Oh, there you. I see camera feed from Adam. Can you talk, Adam?
Am I here?
Nope, can't hear you still. So like
now am I
Gran
here?
Turismo, there you are.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was on
All right,
mute.
we're back. We're back, boys. Gran Turismo 2 was where I first started like sliding around, and then Need for Speed Underground 2 was my first intro to drifting. I was like, what the hell is this? This is actually really fun. I remember like when I first got to a point in that game where I was linking the whole track and doing combo the whole time. I was like, that was so sick. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Somebody was saying start over from Need for Speed Carbon, so I'll just go from there. Like,
yeah,
I was playing Need for Speed Carbon. I was probably like 7 or 8.
Damn.
Then, I got introduced to Forza going over to a buddy's house.
Yep.
Did Forza 3. They had like the top secret S15 on there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I got fell in love with some drifting with that. And then I got Forza 4 and started getting to the competitive scene because they had like ESDA competing on that and other smaller
I didn't know that.
And from there, a team that I joined on there, a few of the guys were transferring onto PC. It was like in the first sim stage area, like 2015, 2016. Everybody was starting to move from Xbox to PC and switched over to R Factor for a little bit. So yeah, that was really cool. A lot of my inspiration at that time started being a lot more Japanese based. Like all the super dope underground videos, all the Naoki, all of the Yokoi, all of the MCR Factory, and what is it, YZ Circuit, all of those kind of videos. So I had a lot of inspiration from that. And then I moved to Vegas around like 2020. And
from where?
Yeah, so they had the RC drift track.
Where'd you move from?
I was living in North Carolina for like my high school years. Yeah.
Okay.
Geez, so Yeah, tell Vegas, man.
That's quite a move.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's a
Vegas was a
dramatic
quite the
move.
It was an experience coming over, yeah. And coming down to slide lines for the first time was awesome because it's kind of near the strip, you know, going down there is kind of downtown.
Yeah.
You pull up and, you know, I think the first time I came there, they had the shed door open. So you kind of park your car and you're like already peeking in and you see the track and, you know, it was awesome. I think Raymond was there, Brett was there already. And, you know, it was a packed house. We used to have a bunch of locals there like Mark Castellanos and a bunch of other guys, yeah.
What was the transition from like mostly gaming to RC? Like at what point did you realize that
Okay.
was a thing?
So I got serious into comp drifting already through the gaming. Forza 4, like, yeah, I said like drifting is my sport. I would say that's my hobby my whole life. So it was like going from playing on a controller to getting my first wheel on Forza 4, getting a 270-degree wheel, and then, you know, getting a upgraded one from there. Had my first like G25 and G27, and I competed in ESDA, which is
Yep.
Esports Drift Association. They have a Seto league now.
Yep.
And
Familiar?
yeah, I competed with that and was in the Seto scene when it was first starting out too, and sim drifted, you know, hardcore. I just kind of, and doing livery design, you know, that's a passion of mine as well, just because drifting is everything, you know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
half
like
of it,
that.
right?
Yeah, I think that's why I like drifting so much, because that's half of it. Half of it is the look of the car, half of it is how you drive it, and a quarter of it is how you choose to set up the car, to choose how you can drive it, you know, because certain chassis setups will limit you to only drive a certain way. So it's like, how do you want to choose how you're going to do it? That's like the best thing about it. It's like, and drifting is an open world as far as like sports go, you know, and that type of stuff.
So we got off on a little bit of a tangent, but yeah, what was the point where you went from gaming to RC?
Oh, okay. You know, around like 2020, I saw Super G and I saw that Slide Lines was open there. And I think after coming into Slide Lines, they were doing the Super G comps, like starting in 2021.
Yep.
And yeah, they had already been doing, you know, team tandem comps and little mini stuff. So yeah, after coming from a competitive background in sim, basically, I was like ready to hop into RC comp and really start in this afresh. Yeah.
That's sick. So you just kind of went and checked it out without a car one day, and then you're sold basically immediately. And
yeah, the way I got into it, the way I found Slide Lines, I actually was doing FPV. I'm remembering right when I moved to Vegas. That was like my first hobby that I had here, and was doing it. And I met somebody named Chips, and it was like his nickname. And Chips was like, yo, you know, heard about my drifting background, and he's like, yo, check out Slide Lines. And so he introduced me into there. Yeah. Yep.
So what was the first car that you had?
Oh yeah. Through Chips, I got a D4. He gave me my first Sakura D4. It was one that he had built, and it was super dope. It was not a like clone or anything like that. It was actually a Sakura D4 Black Edition.
Okay.
Like, which I guess is better. And then Slide Lines, they already knew how to tune it. Adele and Brett were messing with them back and forth, and it had MST front knuckles with a top deck that mounted the servo like a slide rack that Adele had printed. So yeah, it was kind of cool. It was like a, you know, custom D4 to learn on, and that was my first car at SO.
Sick. So then, like about 2021, you're just you become a regular at Slide Lines.
Yeah, it was the progression was pretty fast. 2021, I competed with a D5. Like, my first thought was, I'm gonna get into it. I have my competitive background, you know, I'll be able to set up the car nice. And like, I really thought, okay, obviously this car is like $100. Like, it can compete with whatever because it's the same platform. Like, it's still the same arms, it's still the same tires. It's going to be fine. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to work with the D5 and keep it cheap for a while. And then that kind of turned into a headache because the D5s were not very reliable. The transmissions kept blowing up on me, and they wouldn't handle the high power that I was trying to run with it. So yeah, I ran the D5 like 2021, and at the end of 2021, I got my first YD2S, and that was a big step up. That was like an eye-opener and made me realize like there's no point of even starting with the D5. If you just want to start really dope, it's still a good option to this day, 2025. A YD2S, it's an amazing chassis. If you could find an SX, it's beautiful to drive. Super good competitive control car. And then you're in it to win it. You can switch it from an SX to a ZX to a RX
to anything.
Anything you want to really switch to.
That's been my biggest takeaway too for like people getting into it is like, as much as everyone doesn't want to just get a YD2 platform car, but it's like you really can't go wrong. Like you can turn that into anything you want it to be. It's going to be fine. Probably how you get it, you're going to be able to do a lot with it, and there's really just
it's not like you're stuck with their deck. You know what I mean? Like, you can run your YD2 and put a Razor deck on it, or put whatever you want to run on it. You know.
Yep.
For me, the chassis is only the transmission and the bulkhead. You know what I mean? Everything else is what you want to do.
So, but with that being said, what would you say you're kind of what are some of the things you're looking for in a chassis, and what's kind of your general philosophy for like what a chassis should do and things that you tune?
So a lot of my early general philosophy came from Naoki Nakamura and his style, specifically Kansai style, which is like the area near Meihan, and specifically just the Meihan style of, and only a few guys can do it. So it's really like, I'll say Naoki, watching his early footage and even watching his newer footage, the ability to carve around that corner, like on the edge of that slip grip, and then do the double flick, like hard flick to hard flick. That kind of, if you've never done it on a Seto, like you'll know. Meihan is a track you have to learn.
You're kind of, the last turn, you're kind of not really drifting to build speed, and then you do the double flick into the first turn. Yeah. And that double flick is something that your car can't do unless you set it up a certain way. Like the way that he has his front preload pretty high, and he pretty much runs at the top of the shock in the front, reverse rake, super a lot of caster so that it snaps over quickly, and then the rear's just set up, to get floored on and stomped on. So that's kind of my early philosophy with it, was already coming from the N style, I would say, setup. And then at SL, Raymond and Brett were there, and they were like both of my mentors and coaches. I was right under their wings, and they both had opposite styles. Like, in a sense, Brett's always cool, collected, and like he's hard to follow. It's full send in a calculated ass way where you're gonna be barely holding on. Raymond is like full send in a controlled chaos type of way, like full send, flicked it back in, and then just stomped on the throttle. And his car, how I said, your car setup limits you to what you can do. Well, Brett's car can't do what Raymond's car can do, and Raymond's car can't do exactly what Brett's car can do. So I learned those two chassis setup styles, and like, Raymond's is a little bit more towards the N style setup too, because he's really Japanese culture inspired as well. But it's his own stuff too, because he would run custom roll setups and custom cantilever setups so that the dampers themselves are moving with the active toe and all that. So he was getting the most out of the load transfer, like LTS style, but in a comp way, so that you're hauling ass and you fully loaded the rim so that you could
get grip in high angle at full throttle. So learning my chassis setup from them and getting a lot of inspiration from them. And I would say I'm like a mix between them. The way I set up my chassis, I take a lot of time into how I do my damper setup and droop setup so that I can do the same thing of both worlds. That's really what it's coming down to. Like, I want to flick it in fast as I can, faster than the guy behind me, in a flick and stick controlled manner. And I want it to, when I get on the gas, be able to still put traction down and power at this high angle and not have to flick it and then go like this and have to run it in a way where the chassis is only fast at this angle. You know, like I want it to be able to haul ass the whole way, like a road car.
Yeah, you don't want to like lose the angle that you initiated with basically through the turn until you have to. Yeah.
So I would say like this is a setup technique I tried that is an example of how to promote that style. An earplug bump stop on the bottom there, so it once it squats down, really cushions it and then can't come up as much. I'm also running a damper film on the bottom side of the piston. That way it's easy. It's a one-way damper. It's easy to go up only.
I want to take a second here. Chris said, Cnote said, earplug dampener.
Bump stop.
Yeah.
Earplug bump stop.
I took two earplugs and I cut each of them in half, like the same length, hollowed it out. And yeah, I mean, you can see them. They look like factory. Like they're even. They always reload and rebound to the same kind of way. And yeah, it feels amazing. Like it's for me. I've seen guys do it with piston covers, and I've seen them do it with spacers or O-rings even. So you can go from like hard to stiffer or more supple. I would say, I mean, this is an option worth trying, probably the best way, I would imagine. It's like dropping an egg onto a memory foam, it's just so I think it helps a lot when you're running high power and trying to get the ram settled.
Right on.
The front end, I do the opposite. So this was something I was testing. It has little coil springs on the bottom of the front dampers. And so it has the opposite bump stop effect. When it comes down, it promotes the bump back up in the front because in general, that's how you would set up a grippy drift car. You want it to come down and squat and have a slower rebound in the rear. And you want it to have a fast rebound in the front. Not fast in the sense of oil speed, but like it's called bump. You want the car to have a lot of bump in the front. You want it, if it comes down, you want it to bump back up because you want all the weight on the rear. In the rear, you don't want a lot of bump because you want it to sink and not get unloaded. So yeah, you want to set it up opposite. So that's kind of how I have the damper set up. That way, the front, I have this, I have it set up all the way through the chassis to have anti-dive and pro squat. So I'm always trying to get that weight transfer front to rear. Yeah.
Makes sense. What's the weight balance on most of your stuff?
So it comes down to like honestly about 67% to 69%. And some setups I've run experimenting this year have gone all the way down to 60% in the sense that I was running front motor with center ESC and trying it in between. The harder you want to flick the tail and hold the corner. So you can, on a 70%, 75%, it's going to let you flick the tail early and you're going to slide out for a long ass time. Like it's going to be hard to hold the corner fast and not hit the wall.
It's kind of like having a high damper value.
Yeah. And so if you want to hold the corner fast, the faster you want to flick the tail super hard and hold the corner, you kind of have to move the weight more forward. So like at 65, 66, 67, you can really flick it. That's why like the S feels amazing because it's like 65% weight bias. In the RDX, if you don't super load it in the rear, it's like 65, 66, 67%, you know? Yeah, so those kind of chassis, that's a control characteristic, like 65, 66%. Grippy, 67, 68. Tail heavy is like, you know, 69, 70. It gets to that point pretty quick.
Yeah. And then I know you don't have to share the exact recipe, but I know you guys got a pretty unique diff setup out there. What's that about?
So we've been experimenting. For me, I had a kind of diff progression. I'll share the way that we do the diffs for the traditional style and how you would normally set up. Like it would work great at PDX, I think. It's called the Poor Man's CLSD. You take a YD2 gear diff and you replace the stock O-rings that are the big fat orange ones. You just put normal shock O-rings on it.
Okay.
That really frees up the diff action, like left to right, makes it way easier to one-way peel and use each side individually. If you just switch those gears out and only put like a few drops of 5,000 weight, it's like a really nice loose surface diff where like it's going to get grip on low traction easily. As we keep going up in power, because that's like when we're trying to not boost as much, really just be calculated like like holding the low power. As you get more into the grip, more into flooring it deeper in the trigger, you kind of have to go deeper on the oils and on what the diff can take, like how much torque it can take. You want it like that's where the actual CLSD kind of works good, but I don't use the actual CLSD as much because it's like not as consistent when the lock comes on. I tried out 10,000 weight diff oil. I was feeling pretty good with that. And then I tried 30,000 weight and it felt pretty good. It kind of felt heavy. And then I was looking around and I tried an RDX spool, and that's the setup I end up sticking with for right now, for how much I like to hit the gas.
Yeah. You're like,
the spool is really nice.
You're kind of wanting it to be locked most of the time anyway, so you might as well just spool it.
And it's not really like about, okay, well, yeah, I want to spool it up. But one thing that happened with that in chassis progression wise was the roll bar added and other things like the RDX stiff springs and things like that. Front roll bar on this chassis as well. That's something to talk about. They need to start making front roll bars, you know, how they make the rear ones.
Yeah.
Just make the front roll bars, bend it to clear. And I'm running a 1.2 in the front and a 1.4 in the back. So it complements the rear perfectly how you would expect it. It allows a harder flick and stick, I like to call that. Just setting it and not moving it. A lot easier when
it is kind of interesting that the rear sway bars came first, because like my knowledge of drifting is typically more that you'd have a front. If you're going to have a sway bar, it'd be on the front, but I haven't met those at all.
I think it comes down to engine placement. You know, the mass and the drift cars are all back here versus all up here. You know?
Right. That makes sense. So transitioning, because we'll look at your cars more, but transitioning into, because I would like to hear from Chuck a little bit, but I think we've talked about it a lot on this podcast, but you guys have a pretty I'm kind of envious of what you have in Vegas, which is an insane drivers lineup and two guys that have started RC drift and come up so fast. And I think that's a credit to the people that they were there with. So between Chuck here and Dr. H, like these guys both started not that long ago and are already both killers on the track. I mean, what was that like, you know, bringing them up?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Cnote was one of the people that you guys looked up to when you showed up the first day.
how somebody Aikun from Tech One Japan, he said shout mates. How he said that's exactly what I need to do. Coming in, Alfredo, Brett, Raymond, these guys at the top level of Tech One Drift. Adele was a great fast driver. A lot of guys pushing it all the way to the top already on the comp scene. So these guys inspired me. I was just, trying to get like them. Miko, let's shout out Miko. Shout out all the heavy hitters in the scene, Jason Fordyce as well. And, all the top guys who are always putting it down where you get shocked watching it, So it came from them, trying to be like them. And, luckily a lot of these guys are not rude and they'll talk to you and you get to go back and forth with them and get laps with them and get to emulate their style. And that's, something that a lot of guys don't get to do in other hobbies for sure.
So what's your thoughts on that, Chuck?
Yeah, a lot of the guys that were pretty much established played a big part because I had something to really look up to, because I didn't know how I wanted to drive an RC car, or I didn't know what to look out for in the comp scene or anything like that. And my safest bet was, emulate these guys as close as I can to pretty much succeed in, sessioning, having fun, or comps and qualifying and stuff like that. Is, pretty much just want to be like them. And Cno was, really, really big, a really, really big influence to how I drive now. So
It's just beautiful. Like I said, I mean, obviously we all know Brett, and I've become aware of Cnote through everything, but then just meeting Chuck and Adam, and hearing their story about how they're very similar timelines to myself, and just knowing that these two are already so good, and it's because of where they came up at. I think a lot of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, all credit goes
For
to
sure.
those guys, man. I mean, they always kept an open ear and never hid any secrets, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool coming up that way, and it wouldn't be possible without those guys. All the Tech One guys, R3 guys, pretty much anyone that you can think of that's on the West Coast contributed to Adam and I would say.
How soon would you say that you realized the greatness of the area? Because
So-
we all grow up in a very small region, right? Here we only have
Mhm.
Oregon, we have Canada, we've got Washington guys coming, but that's only maybe twice a year, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here you show up and it's oh, well, they're these guys. How did you know that you were part of that greatness level?
That's a crazy
So,
question.
That is a crazy question.
Okay,
But
yeah.
the realization, I'm curious.
No,
Okay, so
it's a
if you
fair
want it
question.
from
Go ahead, Chuck.
oh, okay. Well, because I can answer that easily right now too.
Yeah, me too.
When I was still green in the scene, I came in at 2023, and I saw that Brett won the finals, and I didn't know that he was from Vegas until Adele brought me to Slide Lines one time, and then I was like, hey man, that's the guy that I saw on YouTube, and he just won the nationals, and I see everyone driving around him, they're pretty much on his door, he's on their door, and I'm like, oh, okay, Vegas must be a strong scene, because you got this guy that beat pretty much all the regions that were at Worlds. So that's what did it for me.
Before you went to Slide Lines, had you seen the video of Brett breakdancing next to his trophy?
Yeah, I saw that too. I
That
didn't want to be like that.
About that. I'll be like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What about you,
For me,
Cno?
the first time I recognized, it was definitely the first time going to Super G. The first trip out to the big track where everybody was, the first round trip. I'll tell you, driving at Slide Lines, anybody can tell you, anybody who's been there, it's like the most fun fight of your life. but it's a fight for your life. Like, you're not going to go there and
It's a fight for your
get
soul.
easy doors. Yeah, you're not going to get it handed to you, but you're going to get the door looking at you the whole time. It's not like the door was closed, but it's going to be like, oh, what the, I didn't know what, I had to make my car to be able to do that. You know what I mean? So it's hard to chase there. That's, okay, it was a hard time chasing Brett, hard time chasing Raymond, getting their doors. Going to Super G for the first time, it was like, oh, I already felt acclimated because of what we had to go through. So
Right.
because how hard we drive and the passion we have.
Yeah.
Going to Super G, it felt synonymous.
Yeah.
And all the drivers there, it was a battle right away, and it was like the most fun big battle because it was at the big track with all the top guys. And
Yeah.
that track there, it's like it's an equalizer. I think Super G is a great equalizer. You see guys from all over go, and maybe their setup is the local town hero, but at Super G, it's not the Super G killer. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everybody has to get there and set it up for that track, and it's really nice. It's pretty similar to a lot of tracks, but it's not going to be a ripper right when you put it down.
Yeah. I had kind of the opposite experience of you, and I love my community, but like we have some great drivers here, but it's pretty young, I would say, and you know, we just don't have the guys that have been out here just straight grinding and doing well. Obviously we have some great drivers and some guys that have been in the hobby for a long time, but like getting laps at our track was one thing, and it was fine, it was fun, we got doors and all this stuff. But the first time I had that experience that you avoided at Super G was when we all drove down or flew down to Rolling Garage, and we showed up at Rolling Garage on like a Friday night, and it was back when it was still before they expanded the most recent time. And we showed up, and it was just like, it was shocking. It was like, oh God, this is insane. Like these just walking in the room and watching the driving was like, oh my God, this is different. This is a different level of everything. Like, yeah, it's not one guy that can do this at your track. It's everyone is doing this shit at your track. And then we drove, and it was like chaos. It was like, you know, and it's it was a small track back then too. So it was like extra. And yeah,
Another eye opener, the professionalism. You know, I mean, it was one thing to be like feeling up to game skill wise with people, but you know, going from your local comp at Vegas where we're having top 16s and great comps that way to a top 32 with the lower bracket.
Yeah.
And all the guys there have, you know, GOMs and the top setups, and they're, you know, have a beautiful community.
Yeah.
And then they have you know, Joey and Steve and Shane and all the other guys up on the panel. You know, I'm thinking of the main ones. I'm right on the tip of my tongue, though. You know what I mean? Manny, exactly. Yeah. So all those guys bring a professionalism through the drivers' meetings, through the way they run the comps, and having to run their format is a huge eye opener. They're like, wow, this is serious. And
absolutely. It's kind of like I mean, it's absolutely an advantage for all the locals come Worlds times is, you know, and you see why. Like, you see all the people from the Southwest trying to compete in the SoCal region throughout the season, because it's such an advantage to just be used to that level of, you know, that amount of people, that level of competition running. It's Tuggle's coming at me talking about small tracks. calling old Rolling Garage small to David Tuggle is actually an insult, because I think his track is like half the size of that. But it just like it just kind of it's a different thing. Like you said, you know, we're at our local track, we're used to how we put it on. I think we do pretty good with our comps here now, but yeah, like then you show up at Super G the first time, and it's like there's there's 100 over 100 drivers, and you're like, what the fuck? But they've been doing that shit all season. Shout out to Tuggle once again, though, because he went from, I mean, his track is literally like, I don't know, couple sheets of plywood size, and he went to Super G and did really well. So size doesn't mean everything on a track, just like in real life.
Yep. The half of it, it's like, I'll tell you this right now. I mean, shout out Raymond again. You can tune your chassis and you can tune your track layout. It doesn't matter how big the scale is. How you said, you need somebody who knows foundation of drift, who knows how to shape a corner to pull out the skill level of a driver and an aspect of the car. Not just making it too easy and free flowing, but a corner where it's like, oh, that was technical. I have to try that again, or I have to set up the car maybe for that.
Yeah.
It's like
I would
somebody
even
who can set up the track that way. It's a half the game.
I would even argue that a smaller, grippier track makes a better driver than a large, lower traction track, just because it amplifies everything. The timing of everything is so much faster.
It gets you good at definitely the tandem timings, but it won't get you fully there as far as the tuning goes.
Yeah, for sure.
It can limit
the
tuning floor level.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think that is actually what I've said that before. Small tracks make a driver, big tracks make a tuner, basically.
And I think it's more the traction level. If you have something if it's a little bit bigger than small, comfortable medium, just keep it lower grip. For me, you're always going to be better off gripping up your car on a little bit slippier surface, and then any other surface you go to, you're going to be pretty much dialed in. It doesn't really work the other way around.
Yeah.
You're always having to find it when you go off a grippier surface.
That was when the Canadian guys came down to the old PDX track the first time. Our old floor was super slick, and they were all struggling bad because we're only used to like a more grippy track, and it was tough for them. Yeah, you got it right. It's more traction. Low traction makes a good chassis. High traction makes or small track makes a good driver.
Yeah.
And that explains why David Tuggle came to Super G and kicked a lot of people's asses. So you guys are most of the way. Have you guys finished your SDC season yet?
Yeah, our SDC season just finished.
Yeah, you guys just finished Vegas with the closing of R3.
Yeah, so I mean, it was actually a week before that.
Okay.
We had a pretty awesome season finale. It closed out like a month ago. We had our final round, but Chuck and RJ were tied for first place in the points. And so Brett kind of decided that they should have an exhibition match head to head, but that it would be best of 7 instead of just being best of 1.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And Brett, so it was pretty awesome.
Brett's the kind of guy that will just throw out some random rules at the end of an event, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so random because it was they're used to that in breaking culture. He's a b-boy, so they love battling. Okay, let's go best of 7 then. Who really won? And,
I do appreciate Brett for the fact that he is like, because I always say there's 2 kinds of avenues you can pursue in drifting. You can pursue both of them. You can pursue one or you can pursue the other. But there's just like Matsuri driving, and then there's comp driving. And what I appreciate about Brett is that there is no such thing as not competing. We are competing every second I'm on the track. I'm competing with whoever the hell else is on the track. I love that about him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that, but he does it in a way. I mean, we all do. We have some empathy. Not a lot of guys will just be cold-hearted and not run away, but I'm just ditching this guy. I'm hitting all the clips. I'm not even going to let him get close. It's like a lot of us, okay, we're just gapping him easy. I'm going to hang it out for him. Let him try to get in there for the next corner. We're making an opportunity for him every time.
Yeah.
And that's the fun of it. I think that's why we have a lot of drivers in Vegas that grow quickly, because all the better guys are teaching the newer guys at their own pace. And as soon as the newer guy, okay, I learned how to hold your door now. It's like, I'm going even faster. That wasn't my full speed. You know, that was just what I was with you with.
Yeah.
And now you're going to learn this, and they
Yeah.
get really good like that because they're learning skill levels. So, yeah.
I wasn't
love
even
that.
meaning to say like he's always trying to run away from people. Just mean like
No, yeah.
he's always thinking about the competitive
So right.
aspect when he's driving. Yeah.
You're so right. He's always teaching somebody. He's always driving
Yeah.
in a calm manner and
Yeah.
sticking to the code of that for
I
sure.
love that. He's very competitive. And it's always like, it's always like it's a war. It's a battle, no matter who it is.
It's so fun that way. It's the most fun, and it's the most fun because that's what we're doing it for. What do you? I mean, we're drifting with each other. We're not drifting alone.
Yeah.
It can be a fun battle. Who really rubbed up on the door nicer? That's a fun, playful battle. Like, it doesn't have to be a personal, heavy thing. Sometimes you get battled hard. You are disappointed when you come off the track. That's just a learning experience and not something that's personal. He didn't attack you or in your way, you know what I mean? That's the most fun, to battle hard. Think about it. Get over the quick upsetness, and then you sit in that peace, and a new thought comes to your head. Okay, well, I can do this to my car, and it's going to get better now.
Yeah.
You know, and you learn through every moment like that.
Definitely.
It makes it the ultimate.
That's my preferred way for people to approach competing, is just seeing every loss as an opportunity to improve yourself, regardless of whether or not you agree with the judges or what. Like, at the end of the day, if the judges made a call against you, we talked about this last week with Tommy, but if the judges made a call against you, it's because you made it possible for them to decide one way or the other. So you need to not do that next time. If you just win, obviously, then it won't be a problem.
Just win. It's the new tactic.
Wait, what?
Just win.
Yeah. No,
That's fun, though.
It's so much fun. It's like a toge battle in a sense, but not in, it's the most fun type of battling. It's iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
If you're just driving at 80% and just getting doors, okay, so here's what I'll call it, like partner style versus style.
Mm-hmm.
Versus style is what we run in comp.
Yeah.
And partner style is something that's a little bit more laid back. So yeah. Versus style, but you both know, like, it's for the passion of the hobby. I mean, that's what it is. You're driving to the 100%. He's driving as hard as he can against me. It's nothing personal. And when I lead, it's the same way back. And it's that's as we can both do it. That's the most fun.
I think it's just perspective and goals. Also, shout out to Fredo for joining, calling out the boys.
Yeah.
P.S. Wait. I want to stick this out. Hey, Miko's been on now, so Alfredo, you're up next.
Oh yeah, Fredo, get ready, bud. You're up, dog. I mean, it's perspective. I think if not everybody's sweating, dude. Not everybody wants to pursue the competition side, but if you are one of those people, I think you are kind of doing yourself a little bit of a disservice if you ever drive not in comp mode, right? Because
it's not. Yeah.
What we do in comp requires a ton of consistency and accuracy, right? So you're gonna need a shitload of you need practice, you need laps, you need seat time to do
Here's
that.
What I was gonna say, more than consistency or stillness to your driving or anything, it takes guts. Like that's what it is.
Absolutely.
It takes your guts. It takes everything about it. What do you say? How you said, well, not everybody is a sweat. Everybody is to an extent. Unless everybody is to an extent, unless you're this person. You go to the track, your car is set up how it is. You go to tandem, you're tandeming, you're having fun with some guys. You go to tandem with somebody else, you can't keep up, or they're out skill leveling you, and you hit a wall a few times following him into the sweeper, and you can't get that door. You come off the track and you're like, hey, cool, that's all right. I'm going to go back to my squad and I'm still having fun. Okay, well, you're having a lot of fun doing that. If you feel that, how natural feeling of, oh shit, I want to follow that still, I want to keep going. Well, that's not sweating, that's the guts. That's when you got to have some guts and keep going, and now you're going to have more fun if you can keep going. But yeah, I agree with you on that level. That's a decision to keep like, it's like inflicting pain on yourself, but at the end it's always the greater more fun at the end, you know.
Yeah, but I see what you mean. Like, it does take guts. Like, we can all drive a safe lap, but it comes down to how hard are you willing to push it the one time when you can't make a mistake, when you know you cannot make a mistake. How hard are you really willing to push it, and how confident are you? If you're not confident and you push it hard, you're gonna make that mistake. If you're very confident and you push it hard, then it might work out well for you. Just like it worked out well for Chuck when he pulled off a 99-point run at Super G.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, that's it.
Man, that 99 run was unexpected. You know, because I threw down a 91, I believe.
Yeah, you were sitting on what, a 91?
Yeah, on my first run. And I was like, okay, cool. So I got top qualifier already. So the second one was really like, you know, I'm just gonna throw the car around as hard as I can, and I'm not gonna press
nothing to lose.
No brakes. Like that was what I was telling myself. I was like, no brakes. This round, I'm just gonna huck it. If I need to slow it down, I'll just throw more angle. And I guess the judges saw that. I got lucky with that, man. That last wall's a trick. Is the tricky part.
I mean, that's a pretty common gotcha moment in a lot of Super G tracks. Is the back corner hairpin. It's just everyone. I mean, even at Worlds, people constantly either hitting the side wall or the back wall. You know, you have a lot of speed going into a sharp hairpin.
It straight through the middle.
Yeah. So that was sick.
There was a spot on the layout after that long sweeper. It goes into a little hairpin. I don't know if you guys remember that, but what I noticed is that a lot of people, the way they were driving it was they would just hold the brakes and, you know, just kind of slowly put their rear end on the wall, and they would just do it really, really slow. And I'm thinking, you know, while I'm watching all of that, is that maybe that's where they're deducted points. So, you know, that second run and the first one, actually, I just threw it into that wall hoping not to hit it, pretty much. So
now that I think about it, that layout is actually pretty similar to the World's layout, the way they set it up for this round.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that a lot too. It felt a lot like
super
Worlds.
Close, but it's a little, you know, it's similar. So I think, Charles, for me, one of your skill sets that stands out the most is your ability to qualify. What do you think what's that about? How do you do that? What's your strategy? What's your secrets for qualifying?
Okay, so yeah, I'll just come out the gate and just say this right now. So I have a different setup for my qualifying and a different setup for my battles.
Oh wow.
So this time around, I kind of experimented with a high battery and a low battery setup. So I mean, when I went to tech, I had the high battery mount on my top deck, and then, you know, just the low battery is there. So on my qualifying, I used my high battery, and on my battles, I would use my low battery.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that before.
That's pretty much what I did. You know, and I was practicing with the high battery, and it just felt a lot more consistent, though it wasn't as fast as I wanted it to be, but it was a lot more precise.
That's what I love about qualifying, is it doesn't matter how fast you're going.
Yeah. And another thing is that, I mean, qualifying just makes me so nervous, man, you know, like way more than the battles, like 10 times over.
Oh wow, that's surprising to hear.
Yeah. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm practicing is I try not to think about other people, if you know what I mean. Like, look at the way that they're taking their lines. I pretty much want to drive it my own way. Yeah. Like what I think is best. And usually it just turns out, you know, good in my favor.
Yeah. I'm very much the same. Our locals here will attest that, like in practice leading up to an event, I pretty much only light up in the lead line, and I won't wait for tandem partners. Like that's all I'm really focusing on usually. And that's all I'm thinking about. Like I'm confident in my ability to chase everybody. It's like I just want that consistency to, like Cnote said, give me the guts to throw it hard. And it, doesn't always work out in my favor, but that's my strategy.
Hey, Cnote, are you part of the Discord?
Yeah, I am.
Can you throw your chassis pictures up in Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I realized I had no actual formal communication with you before this.
Oh shit. So you became the Nevada region drift king this year. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, like Cno said, we had that exhibition match because RJ
Right.
and I, shout out RJ. Yeah, we tied for points, and it was an uphill battle for me the whole way through. But we pulled it off and got the tie, and
Nice.
fortunately won that exhibition match.
So that was 7 battles or best of 7 battles?
No, so it was pretty much ran like a King of the Hill format. So how Brett wanted to do it was we had a qualifying. So we had 2 qualifying laps each, which RJ won, and he was King of the Hill. And the rule was that there's no one-time battles. Pretty much, whoever has that King of the Hill, if there were to be a one more time between the judges, it goes to the king.
It goes to the King of the Hill. Okay, so
Right, and
I got you.
yeah, and the person that wins that battle, the upcoming battle becomes the king. So there's always like a momentum shift, and it was actually one of the funner.
It's kind of like it's like tennis when you're at advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like tennis, man. Yep. So you always want to take that momentum with you, and do good in the next.
So how many rounds was it?
Geez, I forgot how
They
many. I
went
think we went
almost
6
all the
rounds.
way.
Yeah.
It was really good. They started off and Chuck won 2 off the bat, and then RJ came back and RJ won 1, RJ won another one, and they were 2-2.
Wow.
And then
2-2, love.
And then, they were both feeling the heat at that moment. Chuck got back in the lead, and when did it, he went 3-2. And then they were head-to-head on the last battle. Chuck in the lead again. The winner kept leading. And, Chuck ended up just sneaking it out on RJ. They were pressuring each other so hard where, how you said it took guts. It really came down to a moment where Chuck was super close on RJ, coming through the transition, and then just a little wall bump after it because feeling the pressure. It's hard to even see the wall whenever somebody's hiding your car behind it.
That's the moments when people that do really well separate themselves. I mean, not to say that RJ's not a great driver. Obviously, he's a great driver.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, he's a good comp driver here.
That's really when you see these moments when things start to go one more time, and it's like you're at the end of a comp, and it's like you've already done a whole comp without really making a mistake, and it's like how long can you go? You know what I mean? I love that stuff. That shit is crazy. Super exciting to watch, and even especially when it's in the circumstances of it being a series finale tiebreaker is extra exciting. So that's pressure makes diamonds. That's a high pressure situation for sure.
Oh yes, it was.
So have you been competing in all of the SoCal rounds, or I don't remember?
So me
no.
and Brett were okay. Go ahead, Chuck. How many rounds did you do?
Yeah, no, last round was my first this year.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
Cnote?
That's all.
Brett and I traveled out to the first round and the second round.
Oh, cool.
And then we haven't been back yet, but we're planning on hopefully coming back for their last one.
Yeah. Get a little warm up.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that, man. That'd be nice. Do either of you have any type of regiment that you do leading up to comp weekend? And do you have any traditions
going to the
or
track every day?
Yeah, going to the track. Do anything like food wise or anything like that?
Yeah. Brett honestly got me into it more. He's pretty smart about food intake and like just, general health things. It sounds basic, but you'll be surprised like how much a sugar crash can affect you, or how much eating a big breakfast of pancakes, you're not gonna, feel great during the comp. So definitely on comp days, if the comp's early, you probably will not eat breakfast, or try to eat as light as possible. And then besides that, if it's in the later time of the day, just trying to eat chicken and rice, just something that's going to be normal, basic energy, and keep your head clear. You don't want to be shaking off Monster Energy or something like that either. So there's a little stuff that we do as far as like trying to eat right before the comp, and then the cars, that's always the number one. We're always working on the cars, not being scared to adjust the setup, and swapping the arm position, still playing with it. Okay, well, maybe this is going to work better at that track, so yeah, we go all the way on the last week, and then just give it our best shot with the final.
Everyone's going to be eating rice and chicken before the next comp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, it's for me it's the opposite. I like to eat a lot before I comp, just because whenever I'm hungry, I'm not in a good mood, and
yeah,
Dude.
I feel like that affects your psyche a lot when you're driving in the comps.
There.
Yeah, so like for example, at a Super G this past round, I ate rice and pork belly from Randy.
And then you drop 99, dude?
Yeah, that's a good combo.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So I was happy. I was happy. I was satiated, and I was in a good mood. And
Randy's about to sell so much food at Worlds.
that's what did it for me. It's individual, but
Randy, you better make double the food. If you eat Randy's food before you qualify, you will get a 99. I promise it.
Whoa.
Guaranteed. I guarantee it. If you don't, then you come at me. Yeah, James. Maybe, I don't know, James Realm, but maybe 4 monsters before a comp is not the call. I don't know. Who am I really? But I don't know. 4 monsters before a comp might be a little much, but
that's not recommended by the can, by the way.
The can says not to do that.
Just pop.
I'd be curious to know how many people are on some kind of Adderall or something. Seven fireballs is a move.
Brett is built different.
Yeah, just physiologically.
Yeah, for Ray, several beers, several Zins / cigarettes, several Mary Janes. I think we need to start drug testing.
I mean, on the flip side of that, like Cnote bringing up like being mindful of your diet, that's insane. Like that's really the first time that I've heard going that far. Like,
oh, I mean, I've thought about it, but I just don't have the balls or the commitment. Like in any other sport or activity, like, yeah, you want to set yourself up for success food wise. I like having fun more than I like winning, I guess. But also winning is fun, so maybe I should try it.
Honestly, for me, it's like about winning against yourself.
Sure.
As far as the food thing goes.
Fair. True.
If I eat really shitty, I mean, I'm going to be fighting in the line to use the bathroom, right before my qualifying run. And I don't know, like, do you really want to hop on this podium after you just had some bubble guts? Like, I would rather just be clean, clear, ready to go.
Yeah. No, that's valid. That is, I do see the. I mean, really, a lot of RC drifting is competing against yourself, right? Like,
yeah.
if you make a mistake, that's only your fault. So
Mhm.
for me, it's the Starburst and the Modelos that are the issue. But I don't know. A couple beers makes me qualify better, I feel like. So
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we eat really well, but we're definitely still not holding back on, a little bit of a smoke outside, safety meeting, something to just get us all calmed on the nerves.
yeah. I can't believe we're
But-
already asking Dr. H for prescriptions.
I mean, he kind of brought it
to
up
a
first.
new low. We stooped to a new low. That's insane. Boy's not even a doctor yet, or well, he's not a full blown surgeon yet. And we're already asking him for scripts, dude. That's crazy. So do you guys miss Adam yet?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I was missing
Yeah.
him a lot this week. I missed him right when he left, but this week especially, I'm just looking at him at Tandem RC. Like, I want to drift with you.
Yeah, I miss driving with that guy, man. He's like he's one of the only guys where like when I drive with him, he's really predictable because he drives the way that I drive.
Yeah.
And it's nice to drive with someone that has the same habits that you do,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're able to pressure each other so hard because you just know what they're gonna you just know what they're gonna do. He's
Yeah.
like my doppelganger on the track. It's crazy. So he's missed.
I'm kind of like after our event last couple weeks ago, I had a realization, which was as much as I love having these big events with everybody there and hanging out with everybody, it's so much fun. But really, my dream is to go to all these places and drive with you guys like on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there's 5 people at the track and like we're just doing laps, because every time I see all the out of state people, it's always like some big event. I'm going to kill 2 batteries over 8 hours and get 15 laps with them. You know what I mean? Like I really miss, I want to be able to get laps with people like I get laps with all the locals here. Show up on a Tuesday.
Yeah. It's hard though,
Like-
because like travel's hard, right?
Yeah, it's hard. Like you want to, if you're going to travel, it's going to be for an event, right?
Yeah.
Like I know Chuck, we've known each other for a while now, but I haven't really driven with him, and I've been around him. Like at Worlds, you're just not going to drive with everybody.
Yeah, I think the limiting factor there was that we just weren't in the same group.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
those
Yeah,
practice
yeah.
groups,
But yeah,
yeah.
like if we are around each other, we're not even in the same group. What the hell?
Yeah. So we got to make that a point next time.
So Cnote has posted pictures. Should we round back to
Yeah,
that?
let's do that.
Okay.
Switch to pictures.
Switch to pictures. Okay, let me prep for this.
I
here.
put my current chassis setup and then the older setup where I was trying out more mid-mounted weight, and then I put my newest setup now that R3 is gone, just for the intermediary period.
And let me. Where is it? Oh, duh. Okay.
I put it all in roast my rig because why not?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Just gotta pick the right window. Here.
Before we look at the chassis real quick, Tech One said, Cnote, Chuck, what does Tech One drift mean to you? For me, Tech One drift, I mean, when it comes down to it, for me, I always saw it as a top level drift team. And when I joined it and saw the seriousness and the family love and the loyalty, but all with the same mindset of winning, being the best we can be. It's not that it's about the win, but it's about being the most passionate and pushing it. Okay, Tech One Drift is a group of guys who are always pushing each other. I get my car, it's faster. Chuck, he's following me. Chuck noticed something. He made his car faster than me. Now he's getting me. Okay, I'm making my car faster again. The entire team is full of guys like that, and we're all growing. So it's not really about the win, but it is about being like number one, if that makes sense. We're not all butthurt about losing. None of us take a loss and be butthurt. But the number one, that's what we all want to be. Number one, like in our own manner, we want to be the number one team. We want to be number one against each other. So for me, Tech 1 Drift, it means Tech 1 Drift. We put the one in Tech 1 Drift. It means being your best in all areas. On and off track, being an ambassador for the hobby, inviting others, still teaching them and everything like that, but not holding back against other drivers and not being afraid to show them new skill levels and teach them along the way.
Beautiful. Well said.
Chuck.
Oh man, I don't know how to top that one.
Yeah.
But
Good luck following.
yeah. I mean, Tech 1 Drift to me is really all about the competitiveness and just a bunch of number one guys in the same group trying to get better than each other, just like what Cnote said. And for me, what stands out the most is winning. Whether it be qualifying, whether it be winning in session against your brother, or just being competitive everywhere that you go. So that's what Tech 1 is to me, and pushing yourself to be better than yesterday.
A lot of good chats in here, by the way. Like, I don't think I've posted this many chats on the stream.
Something about, Tech 1 guests always pull a lot of chatting.
If you're not,
which is
first,
great
you're
because there's a
last.
lot of them.
Okay, let's do the switch up here.
So what I heard from all that is Tech 1 is Team Sweaty.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of friendly sweats. Yeah.
Team Sweat. I'm down with it.
No way. Team grit, hard work, dedication.
Absolutely. I'm just messing around.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
There we go.
Oh, Alfredo's crying, dude. That's beautiful, man. What the hell are we looking at here, boys?
I know exactly what
All
we're
right.
looking at.
So I wanted to just put a solid pic of the front suspension setup and everything, and that one highlights the front anti-roll bar.
Oh,
And
you like
so-
epoxied some kind of roll bar mount in there or something?
So yeah, here's how I made it, and then I'll follow it by saying I've used a servo horn that is for a mini crawler like an Axial SX24,
Uh-huh.
and then put the bar against the flat end of it, and I wrapped around some wire, it's paper clip wire even. So just put some paper pliers, wire wrapped it really tight, and then I kind of epoxied it. It's hot glue, and then I pinned it back, so it's not permanent, but I fixed it in there right in that mounting spot. Used it. Did the same thing on the arms. You can see the wire on the arms. Wire wrapped the wire to the arm itself so it can't move or go anywhere. And kind of epoxied it so the mount can't move. But just in saying that, there's no anti-roll bar kit out for the front of the car, and there's no way to make it mount off of any of the normal settings. So when you want to make it happen, I made it happen definitely the way I could. And don't feel it any type of way if your chassis doesn't look like the showcase queen. You know what I mean? You have to innovate and explore. If you didn't do it, nobody else will in that sense. If you have an idea,
this is beautiful.
No one else is going to do your idea for you, So
I appreciate this.
For the innovation, C-Note's chassis, like back in 2023, was the first Shark that I saw that was high CG.
Oh, wow. There you go. I think we can probably whip up, at least for the center part, we can probably get you a mount for that allows the wire to rotate.
Is beautiful. I mean, for that ability, you could put it really easily off that front bar.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could. I could probably come up with something in CAD that mounts to where the bumper would, and then gives you just a hole basically to put the
Mhm.
sway bar through. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice. And one thing that I took into consideration too, someone was saying like, it looks pretty rudimentary. I don't mind him even saying that, but it's okay. It's like I said, a function over form. And as long as you understand the actual physics of it, you're okay. I mean, you don't understand, it doesn't matter how pretty it looks. So that setup, how you said it, if you wanted to make it better,
Like
having the bar able to mount on a different height level, because what height you have the bar set in the middle basically determines how quickly the anti-roll bar shit is going to actually work. If you have it really high up, like how it is in that photo, the sides are not really connected that much until it really rolls past that high point, and then it starts to level it back out. So yeah, if you mount it lower, it works quicker.
this is like one of those situations where context really matters. Like you have like everybody like people in the know understand that you're not trying to like sell a product or anything. You're just playing with reality, basically. You're just
with ideas.
What could work? Let's try this out. What if we did this? What do I have to get this done? Let's get it done and figure it out. It's not like we're not trying to sell this.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to make it, see if it's worth selling or if it's worth even making the product.
Yeah.
Is it worth talking about, or is
we're in phase? This is phase 1. This is early access.
Yeah.
I love that about you, because I know you do a lot of stuff like this.
Like, there was a point in time, like right when the FXX and like the Wrap Up Nux version 1, right? Like at that point in time, it was like, oh, take the sway bars off, take the anti-roll bars off. You need all the chassis roll. And now we're here.
And we're back. Full circle, baby.
It has to do with like the similarities and how you would load the diff heavier as you're putting more torque through the car. Well, the suspension, as you're putting more torque through the left side of the chassis and through the right side of the chassis, and you're putting literally more G-forces, like it's like, it's the same as flying. When you're pulling a plane up and it's pulling all them G's, that's load on the chassis, and it's load on these chassis too. So once you're really sending it hard, those roll bars, it lets you put even more load on the car without basically overgoing the good curve of your suspension. Without blasting out your suspension, it gives you an even higher skill ceiling. Not skill ceiling, load ceiling. You know what I mean? If you have anti-roll bars on there, well, you can throw more load at it without it overloading the suspension to where it's just loose.
Sure. DJ.
Yeah, wake up. DJ, wake up. Kickflip. DJ, do a kickflip. From Wayne Johnson.
Sorry, I'm cleaning my airbrush.
Too bad.
I know. Too sad.
While he's doing that, we'll keep on going here.
Can you even see?
Nope.
Yeah, you can.
Real quick, before we move on from that first photo, I noticed you have a little spring between like the bottom cap and the retainer and the mount, the perch.
Oh man, I suck right
What's
now.
that? What's that about? On the first front picture.
First front picture. Okay.
Yeah. There's another spring inside there.
Oh, inside? Like,
Well, right here.
There's
around the shaft.
spring on the shock shaft. Yeah.
Is
And
that-
so the
that-
spring on the shock shaft, you can use a pen spring if you wanted to try it. I went on Amazon and bought M3 springs, and they had some different spring rates and lengths. What it does, if you're in tune with like a Seto or understand bump and rebound, bump being it helps the car go up, rebound being it fights the car moving at all, it's still slower or faster. It adds more bump. It helps the front end come up. That way, if you flick it in hard, you turn hard left, it's bumping down hard, it gets up quicker. It's quicker reactions. You flick it in hard, it bumps down and it gets up quicker. Yeah, it has quicker bump up and faster reactivity. It also lets you run the shock a little bit softer, if you wanted to, because it has the extra compression at the bottom.
So effectively, you're really focused on finding methods to tune the two-way damping, so the rebound and the bump, whereas generally most people are only affecting one way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find ways to hit the corner faster. And whenever you max out the one-way damper, or how you said, I'm not thinking of it I didn't think of it to this level all on my own, but I guess in the progression scale, it is like that. I want a working two-way damper front and rear.
Yeah, it's the
Because
difference
when you
between
max
having
out
a
a one-way
one-way and a
damper-
two-way. Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to hold the corner even faster. Well, you experiment and you find out what works, and
Yeah,
it ends up being real 1-to-1, 1/10 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just different rates for rebound and different rates for damping.
Yeah. These
Or
chassis are a beautiful balance, no doubt about it. How people say. But you just don't know how many things you have to balance until you start
Too many
looking at
things. That's my strategy. There's so much shit to worry about. My strategy is to not.
Yeah.
Just don't.
I think yeah.
What chassis are we
It's just
on, by the
important.
way?
So this chassis, that's the this is
Like a
my main
Z?
comp setup. That plastic damper there is just a temporary test damper, but yeah, it's a YD2Z
Yeah.
with a DDSS front end
Okay.
and on a Razor RPF chassis. So I was running the Razor Shark for a while, and I wanted less rear weight because I wanted to chuck it harder. And the Shark kind of is heavy rear weight unless you lighten it up. And I just went to the Z Trans instead just to get a plastic trans and lighter area right there. Yeah.
I just have to call out that I'm one of the worst, being so new. I say so new, but 2 years, but I don't pay attention that much. I'm one of the worst people as far as like knowing parts and stuff. So whenever I call out a chassis that is a YD2 platform accurately, I just got to pat myself on the back. I knew that was a Z. I had a Z.
But-
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's awesome. The Z platform, it's basically the maxed out one before they went to the SD and the RD, and it's the last Z that they maxed out. That one has a brass diff case on it, so the trans case
cool.
diff covers full brass.
Yeah.
I'm running brass toe blocks as well, so it's like I wanted the less weight, but I kind of added it back in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, moving a weight around is a big thing, and that doesn't even mean front and back. That's up and down. That's left and right. All of it. All of it changes the way the car drives.
100%. That's part of the balance, and that's part of the awesomeness for me.
Right now, my focus is mostly just putting weight. If I'm going to have weight, it should all be as close to the same point as possible. Trying to keep the moment of inertia as low as possible so that it just keeps the agility, and I like a little bit of rear for grip.
Can you tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about your capacitor game here? Because I see the
Yeah,
blaze,
I
and
would
then I
love-
see this, which it's like a series of electrolytic capacitors. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's it's a custom capacitor that Adele made for me. Shout out Adele Veloso again. He's RC innovator as well. He works on drones and stuff like that. So he has a lot of knowledge about this type of stuff. They're like, I'm trying to read what the number is, but I think 3,500 UV or something like what micro V. Anyways, it's like a normal triple cap, but a little bit upgraded, and it has 5 of them together. So it's a 5 bank where normally you might only have a 3 bank, and I'm running the 5 bank with the blaze, and then I'm also running hidden in there the Yokomo non-polar capacitor,
Sure.
and I'm running the triple cap that came with it as well, or the stock one. So I just kept going with it. That is important for me. It's not something I just did willy-nilly. I don't feel like, oh, the chassis is so smooth or whatever. The sole purpose for that, I love horsepower. That's what I'll call it. I love horsepower, and I love, like, let's say a lot of horsepower with a lot of dynamic range. Like, I don't want all the horsepower, but I don't have any low ends, And so if you want a lot of horsepower, but you can go from this wheel speed to this wheel speed, you're running those caps. With no cap, it's like, let's say, I mean, it can be the same dynamic range, but you limit the top end. So the floor, is the same, but the top end comes down, so you can't have the same max power.
Mhm.
And then it goes slower. So if you don't have any capacitor at all, when you punch on the throttle, power draw it, it goes down and then it comes up. And it comes down and then it comes down and it sinks down, let's say the power draw, and then it comes up. When you have the capacitors on there and all the extra capacitance and all the extra draw resistance, like the NOS, I call them NOS bottles.
Mhm.
So when you have NOS on your chassis, all the capacitors, well then the skill levels or this not skill. I always say that it's not skill, but the horsepower level goes up. You go from like 1,000 horsepower to 12. 1,500 because the capacitors that you run at higher turbo up there hold higher RPM for longer. And then whenever you hit the throttle, it's quick. It's like low throttle, high throttle, low throttle, high throttle. As soon as you squeeze it, you're hearing the turbo spool. There's not a up ramp curve anymore. It's just much more direct through the whole thing. So I do it for a power adder. It's like little NOS bottles for me, and I love all the power and I love being able to squeeze it.
Little NOS bottles.
While keeping the dynamic range though, because you still need the low end and all the catch. But yeah.
You just if you go full throttle, you want it to be full throttle fast.
Exactly. I want it to be full throttle when I squeeze it. The capacitors up with that.
This is more of a traditional, like, definition of how capacitors would work, right? Like if we go into car audio, that like this is the exact definition.
Yeah.
Not in the idea of like, well, going to like, oh, my car feels like 64 kilohertz now on the drive.
Right. Yeah. It's like meeting the peak power demands without having not enough juice basically coming through. You have the energy stored in the caps to make up for that.
If you're in FPV world, you rely on those caps.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you've ever had your car voltage sag and cut out on you, you want your cap immediately. Like holding the corner and you're trying to finish it out on somebody. The battery cut out under the voltage drop off.
Yeah.
No, I hate that. It's the worst feeling. It's like I had it happen one time during the comp, and I think that's when I got the 5 bank after. I'm like, I also recommend dropping the voltage limit too, like on your ESCs. I normally run the cutoff voltage at like 6.6. For me that's safe because the power draws so high. When I floor it and it drops at 6.6, the battery recovers at 7.0. So it's not unsafe in doing that. But if you want to run like a safe one that doesn't cut off, like 6.8, you're gonna get a lot more runtime without the dead battery cutoff. And you're still going to come off fine after. Better for comp reliability.
Alfredo wants to hear the noise again.
Oh yeah, I love making the sound effects. There's no other way. We get so into
It's like dirt bike guys. It's like brap, brap, brap,
Yeah.
brap, brap, brap.
Yeah,
That's how they always describe like hitting a jump. It's like
I
brap.
love it. I love it. That is just my the Z running good right there.
Sick.
Let's we should look at the chassis when it had all the middle weight. That was fun. Oh yeah, that under tray is dope. This is something I wanted to talk about. Aero.
Let's get into this. Yeah, let's get into this because you have been. We've seen it come up on the show a lot. You've heard me talk about active aero and fans and stuff, but you're definitely pushing the envelope when it comes to aero on RC drift cars, and I think it's only a matter of time until more people adopt this because I don't care how slow we're going, it probably matters.
Oh, it definitely matters. I love aero because a lot of people only think it's downforce, and we want all the downforce we can get, in an aspect. But a lot of it for me is drag, more drag, less drag, and so doing things like adding this rear basically diffuser, but it doesn't have any fins. It's just a skid
Yeah.
plate, nice air landing block. That it actually reduces your drag in the car. It's the same as running like
Yeah.
a front splitter.
Yeah, because
All
you
that air that
normally
would normally yeah.
with that big open space, you'd have a huge low pressure area because the air's
It
coming
starts
off
tumbling out
the chassis. It's
car.
coming through the
Yeah.
chassis. It's very turbulent. There's nothing to kind of direct it. So yeah, I mean, this makes a ton of sense to me. And it like we have so little grip when we're coming down a straightaway that if you can remove a little bit of drag, it's just gonna make you that much faster. Like it has,
It's like running a new O-ring or like running a better bearing in your front wheel. Like
Yeah.
it's less drag like that.
Yeah.
For sure. Higher acceleration. Just
we have less grip, so the grip that we have, we need to help it out as much as we can. And the more resistance you can take off of that, even though we're traveling at relatively low speeds, it still helps because we have such low grip.
Yeah, and the fun part about it, it reduces the drag, and then it still is, the chassis heights are only like 2 millimeters off the floor. When we squat it down, it's barely not touching sometimes,
Yeah.
And so it's still a flat, big surface area that close to the ground, and it's running across the floor. So it's creating the low pressure zone and sucking the car down.
Yeah.
like there's no
It's
split.
like we're so low. It's kind of like we have the advantage of when they switched to the current regulations in F1, there was a huge issue because they wanted a ground effect car, but the tracks were basically too bumpy. And but we have the opposite problem of that. Like our tracks are very smooth. Well, not ours, but most tracks are very smooth. So you're not going to have those issues. Your chassis height from the ground is going to be very consistent. So you can take advantage of that ground effect and suck your car down to the track. I think if you just put a whole flat plate across the whole bottom of the car, you probably do pretty well with that.
You will. I have tried it one time, and it was because I had my YD2S still, and it has the big base plate that comes all the way out pretty much already.
Yeah.
So I tried it fully sealed, and I felt the increase in handling.
Yeah.
As far as the dive handling, being able to transition and just come in that extra bit slower, more controlled, easier to gauge the proximity. But
yeah, I mean,
I like running it.
I'm not saying that that is necessarily what we actually want. I'm just saying it definitely would probably help.
No, I'm just saying it does because I had
grip
tried it and
in terms
it
of
worked,
grip.
and no, it
then-
does.
You're not just doing drag stuff either. Like you showed us that car, you're going full on.
Yeah, the fun thing about the skid plates, like I'm running them on this car right now, so I can show you. But like, he said, a normal diffuser or splitter has the ridges on and kind of the air fin guiders.
Yep.
I've experimented with some of those, and we're running sideways, so as soon as the air is not coming head on, and it's hitting that fin sideways, you're creating more drag than it's creating any type of downforce or anything. So I think how you said, if you want to seal it up, run it flat all the way under the chassis, well, that's going to be the least amount of drag as far as air resistance, Yeah, I tried to do things like cutting out the rear bumper way too. That way, any air that's in the chassis can escape easily as well.
I love it. What's the front look like?
So the front, it's a full, real functioning splitter. It's solid mounted, no flex, like all one piece, and then the same thing as the rear. It's got a really nice
smooth
tray panel, smoothed out.
Cool.
So, and
then,
honestly, the front one helps more than the rear. So if you want it on your bodies, to this, if you want the feeling of, what does he mean about reducing drag? Okay, well, if you're on a front splitter, it feels like having less front drag. You're going to have more acceleration from the less air hitting it,
I love it.
We are at 8:34. So we'll go ahead and keep on going through these pictures. And then we'll try to get through some Roast My Rig stuff too. Just covering that part. But let's see what we got here. I don't think I've ever considered mounting the sway bar from the upright. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until RevD released their new knuckle upright that added an extra hole for it.
Good point.
And then it came to a realization of what the lever ratio was and what that meant. Because whenever you mount the roll bar mount off of the arm, whatever hole you choose, it has a different lever ratio depending on what the angle of that hole is and everything else. You're not getting 1-to-1. If the chassis moves 3 millimeters, that arm might only move 1 millimeter because it has a different ratio. So when you run it on the knuckle, both of those arms have a 0 lever ratio. It is the suspension height. So
yeah,
if this side moves up 3 millimeters, this side 3 millimeters.
Yeah.
It's a lot more reactive on each side. Yeah.
You're going to get the maximum effect out of a sway bar if it's mounted on the upright, because the upright is what you're trying to actually measure.
Yeah.
And just in general, it makes sense to give yourself the widest threshold for detecting movements and then tuning from there.
There's a lot.
I noticed. Can you go back to that last picture?
Yeah.
I noticed the tire wear is interesting. Is this tires that have been flipped and rotated and stuff?
Yeah, that one is. And then it's sitting on a marble granite block. That tire, I burnt it in one way, pretty much burnt it in the other way, flipped it back over. And then it was a lot more hazy than that, a little bit rougher on the edges and stuff. And I wanted a way to resurface the tire, that way in case somebody had garage tires or somebody had melted tires or anything. And we had a scenario where, okay, just resurface your tire instead of having to buy a new set.
Oh, okay. So you're interesting. Just kind of testing that out.
Scraped it down. Yeah, scraped it down on the marble block, and it kind of smoothed it out, polished the plastic on it. So that's what I was testing.
So this is kind of maybe not indicative of what you actually do with tires, but what's kind of your strategy with the rear? Do you like to run a lot of camber? Do you like to run a rear tire for a really long time so you get a wider contact patch? What do you kind of do there?
So this is a high level tip, I would say. If you're in the know, then this will help you. Heat management and the plastic tires and friction. So it's about getting heat management and keeping your heat retention up on the tire good as well. If you want to break it in quick, how I would like to do it, up your camber more than you would normally run it, 2 degrees. If you normally run 4, run 6. Burn in that quick edge, flying it out to 4, burn it again. And then if you really felt you needed more after that, if you have extra time in the comp, flip it, get that outside edge that doesn't have any, it has all the coating on it, get all that off. So it's just a nice tire. And then after that, you're pretty much good for burning it in.
So
for heat management.
Well, are you trying to, in terms of how much tire is touching the ground, are you trying to expand the contact patch or keep it small?
I want it to be small all the way until I'm running the comp. So let's say if I'm breaking it in, I want the tire contact patch to be this small, on each section, and break it in really quick. And then for the comp, I want it to be half the tire or more, with all of that nice, good, contact patch, nice broken in setup. So yeah.
Interesting.
I would say the best way to run it, for my preference, I like to run about half the tire patch, the inner half.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
it's about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is, right? What's your, for myself, I kind of just put it at 0 and just drive it, and eventually it'll be good, right? And
so
yeah, it's just kind of at what point are you just building up to that width?
I guess if you're going to track Super G and you need to break in your tires quickly, Like you get in there and you only have, let's say, only 2 batteries to break it in, and that 2 batteries wasn't a session, it was just 2 10-minute run groups. You might want to try out not breaking it on 0, because the more surface area that you have, the longer it takes to heat up. It's like you're running it on a cool bearing, like it's not gonna
totally.
be that great.
Yeah.
So
I love.
it's gonna be like that. You're gonna
I
spend a lot
love
of
this.
time.
This speaks to the entire mentality that revolves, I would say, around Brett, which is just, it's not even considering anything else. It's, I asked you that question about camber, and it's like, oh, the answer is, how would I do this in a comp? You know, like, what is this? What is this for? Yeah. I love it. I love it. You guys are always just, that's what we're thinking about. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it comes on and off track, and being in that way, you can't lie that the top comp drivers also are the most fun to watch sometimes in the session.
No, yeah,
you
absolutely.
know, so it is what it is. I mean, it is for the comp, but it's also just because we want to just be so cool, you know, in a sense. We want to have the car flick it and do what we want and not be all weird. So yeah.
Yep. I love that. I love that shit.
And
you guys are just so weird. You guys are so locked in all the time.
Yeah.
And just having the ability to do that over and over and over again. Like that's where the impressive, like, repetitive. That's consistency. That's the word.
I also like what you said about like working it in is, when you start on the edge, you're gonna get it down and smoother faster than if you start flat, because like you said, the more contact you have, the wider that pressure is being spread out. Mm-hmm. The less friction you have.
Yeah, and exactly. I think what you said is true. It's about putting the most pressure down through the tire on one point. You know, I personally don't. I've only seen it like on one setup and not really many else. A lot of setups on like 0 camber. I don't know if they're the best. I mean, for putting the high pressure down, because I mean, you're gonna have to burn in a lot of power or have a ton of grip in the setup to. Yeah. You said it's like even slidier on 0 camber because there's more surface area to just keep sliding. You have to be really working that tire. I think it's easier to, how you said, carve it in slowly. That way, this half that you carved in is flat.
Yes.
And then you're putting all that pressure down on that nice flat.
Yes.
Little.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't always like. I used to be. We at our old track, we were definitely heavily like just go to 6 and start there, and then you get a little bit faster. But now lately, for me personally, I've been more just like get tires and leave them at 0 forever and don't ever change them, and I'll be happy with that. I'm not trying to blow everybody's door off all the time, but like I said, I appreciate where you guys are coming from. It's like we want the most performance all the time. This is what we're trying to do.
That's how it happens for sure.
So there's a lot going on in this picture.
Let's talk about it.
Aside from the Hello Kitty mats, I'm totally a fan.
That's the most normal thing in this picture.
What is this going on here up front?
Okay, so that was the first actual phase 0 concept of the front roll bar, because where that whole ideology came from at first was I wanted the car to 3-wheel, like on its own. Like, I wanted it to really flick in, lift up the wheel, just arc it, and I wanted to do it in a way I thought if I mounted off the servo mount or off the servo horn, plug in the servo to it, then I can twist the bar, let's say like twisting the front bar this way, and so when I drift this way, it's torquing this arm up, you know, adding extra leverage, trying to help it lift up. But that didn't end up working. The little servo didn't have enough leverage or like torque to actually affect the arm, so I got rid of the servo and just left the actual mounting part on it. But I wanted it to pick up each wheel as I come around the corner.
Gotcha. There's a lot on this chassis. And
This chassis. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask, what exactly is this chassis?
So it's so fun. This is why I kind of like shout out Yokomo a lot with as far as the versatility.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same exact chassis that we were looking at before,
Okay.
the YD2Z Razor, except for I just wanted to push the motor all the way down into the low mount position. I put all the weight in the center on the lower deck, and this was my LCG, like real drift car ideology kind of setup. I wanted to see if I could do it now and get a car with, like, let's say 60% weight bias to still exit grip, to still high angle hold, like how a car with 70% would. So for me, this was like a testing experiment, a tuning knowledge thing, and I learned some advantages working with the setup like Pro Squat. Because with the setup like this has like 60% weight bias, you need some Pro Squat to help it sink the rear end down and leverage out to get that rear dig. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have the weight pressing down on the tire, so when you sink it down, you get the same amount of drop with less weight back there. Yeah, you know.
Right.
I think what you need is the force feedback transmitter.
I need a force feedback transmitter. I've said it once. I'll say it before. I'll say it again. Like, I want to sim drift this. I want it to. Maybe that's where it's coming from, the sim drifting with me too. You know, I want it to be on the wheel, and I want it on my pedal to be on the pedal.
Yeah.
Like, I want to drive.
Dude, that's the one thing. That's the one thing I would kill for in RC is left foot braking. I would kill for that so much, but we don't have it.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I've even said if we could get it as a start, Futaba, listen to me, you know, if we can just get like a guitar foot pedal, like one that plugs into the remote, like just a wire that runs on the floor, just plug in the remote. We can steer with our hands, but I want to drive with the pedal. And break with.
That'd be
sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to hear how Calvin Wolf says left foot braking would be pretty easy. I'd love to hear about how, because I've tried it. It's not easy.
I've tried to think about it too, because the main issue with left foot braking with these cars is that our front weight is very light and the front grip is very low.
If you actually had front brakes, you wouldn't be able to touch them. If you touched them, they'd lock up immediately.
Yeah. And so if you want to run a left foot brake on this setups, like I thought of ways like you might have to dangle a feather over the running wheel or something, like some kind of light brush.
Yeah.
Something to barely reduce it.
Barely touch it. Yeah. I've tried doing like buttons that are close to just do cutoff, and even that, like, I can't. My brain just won't do it. I can't like operate a switch while I'm driving.
Yeah, and unfortunately too, they would have to make like some kind of different protocol for it, as far as if we wanted to do left foot braking on these cars, because I think the ESCs are only one way. They're only one channel. You know, it's either gas or brake.
Yes.
You don't have gas and brake.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the way the electric motor works is, when we're braking, we're actually just locking up the motor, basically.
What they should, I mean, it should be something like that where,
and it's not the front tires that are affected.
Left foot brake, it's reducing the torque on the motor. Like it's like getting off the throttle, but without getting off the throttle. You just stay on the throttle, and you're just reducing the throttle with your pedal.
And even, like I said, even if you were doing that, you're still affecting the rear, not the front. So,
yeah.
Because like in Assetto, I run my brake bias really far forward, and then just use a little tickle of the brakes to adjust my angle. I would love to have that. That'd make chasing so much easier.
It would. I mean, how about this? It would save us a lot of time on the tuning. Like Brett would tell you. Half of it is the comfortability in your chase and all of that. The left foot braking, we have to make these cars drive like they have left foot brakes with no left foot brake, with only e-brake. You know what I mean? We have to pull it up, and they don't want you to pull up and ram them. They want you to like come in and slow it down and get on the door nicely. Like, how am I supposed to do that with only gas and brake? You know, it would save us a lot of tuning, a lot of suspension, and everything if we had that ability.
The show has heard me talk about it way too much, but I think I attribute a lot of my ability to chase to my time with no boost and no turbo. Like that's the hardest possible scenario of learning how to chase, I think. And it helps a lot. Because
one way I think you're right. And then I think one way that would help you in a chasing technique, I like to chase like this sometimes. If it's a technique, instead of putting your finger in the trigger, put it on top of the trigger only. And you have no brakes. You only gas only.
Yeah.
And this is a chasing technique. You're going to learn to get in and hover throttle and do what you need to slow down, only using the gas.
That's the biggest skill I would love to impart and teach people and tell people that they should focus on is to learn how to not be super on off with the throttle. The throttle is not a switch. It's a potentiometer. You can adjust. Like even in Assetto, I tell people like you don't want to hear wah, 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 wah. You want to hear just smooth throttle input. That's how you chase people.
Yeah, and if you get on the throttle, don't make it oddball when you get off it. You know,
I just think
I would rather you be like yum, instead of like yum. It's like it's got to
the sound.
I don't care how hard you squeeze it.
Sounds. Yeah.
I don't care how hard you squeeze it. Let it out slowly, make it nice on the off handle.
Yeah, you want like you don't want see the sounds, dude. The sounds are everything.
You'll see it. This car that we're looking at, those are some rubber tires.
I could see that. I was like, these tires are crazy.
So this is the intermediary period chassis. Like after R3 closed, I'm like, I still need to drift every day. Still need a thing to slide. And so I had my LTS sitting on the shelf and just picked it up and put the spare electronics in it and got it set up to drift on rubber tires. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So these are like normal Amazon rubber tires, same width, 26 millimeters, just like rally tires, everything like that. On the LTS chassis. And
I can tell your track was counterclockwise.
Yeah, you're not wrong. This setup now, I luckily have it tested out to where it burnt in a little bit more evenly. But how you say it, I mean, in that photo, it has like no outside wear edge and everything like that. Tuning for outside is more fun. It's like how you said, like, when do you get to tune for tire wear like that? On an indoor track, like you need to use the whole patch all the way through so you get the most tire life. Like
that's a lot of like IRL or real tuning is tuning for even tire wear. It's like we don't really have that opportunity because we're never touching the whole tire.
Yeah, and so having this chassis with the LTS, it promotes. Okay, so rubber tires are hard to slide. I've tried to drift it on that Z. While it was on the low CG setup with everything in the center, I tried putting the rubber tires on it and I drifted it and it was hauling ass. It was like scary to drive the Razor chassis that fast because if you crash it, it's just totaled. It was really hauling ass on rubber tires, like 30-mile-an-hour drifts. The LTS chassis, the way that the front bulkhead is up and it lowers all the roll centers, the longer arms, it's like this thing is like plushy, beautiful. It three wheels. Like if you've ever watched like Traxxas X Maxes, how you can pretty much hook a corner and it lifts that wheel up. This LTS will
this straight
literally
trophy truck
drift. You just need some long suspension and some rubber arms or rubber tires, and it will drift for you and pick up that wheel. You need some grip, but the LTS promotes it nice, and
that's sick.
How they say on the LTS box, like it says like LTS get real. Well, I just wanted to get real with the LTS and
it's actually getting real.
Start smoking out.
Okay, you guys. My Siri just kicked in. I'd like to go ahead and switch it over so that we actually get through some Roast My Rig stuff. Invite you guys to do some roasting with us. Josh Geek submitted another set of photos that is going to be hard to not roast, but yeah. So I want to hear your opinions, Chuck, Cnote. Don't hold back.
Our opinions on what?
On Roast My Rig.
On this
that looks,
body?
That looks like my car is still loading into Assetto Corsa.
What is this from? What is this?
This is Roast My Rig. We're doing Roast My Rig.
Yeah, but whose car is this?
Did it's 0708.
Okay. Is that a Celica or a Supra?
That's a Supra.
Yeah, that's the Supra.
It's kind of funky looking.
Yeah, it looks like an Amazon special, but I can't hate too much.
The Gap. I know a lot of people don't like the chopped like accent carbon fiber because it is definitely like it's like swag carbon fiber, but I think it looks cool.
No, the chassis looks actually nicer than the body does. Like I respect it. Similar to how I started, D6.
How you gonna have How you gonna have half of the, you can't do half washers, half not.
Victor Ho said it in the chat, he couldn't afford the rest.
Turbo costs more than the original kit, yeah.
You can't do half washers and half not. That's pretty bad.
Nothing new to roast this week. Dang it.
Fucking Josh.
Yeah, I don't know how you roast that, man.
Look at this guy. He doesn't even have a sticker on his body. Look at him.
It's so
I
clean.
love this body. I wish I could afford this body. This body is probably my favorite RC body.
The Force Swing edition. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a little odd to go with the Force Wang one, but it looks good.
Jed would be going
He's a
crazy.
killer,
Yeah, he would.
Style king.
Oh,
But
exhaust leak.
yeah.
Exhaust leak.
It's the 24K S14.9 made famous by Mr. James Dean. Hella exhaust leak.
Got him.
Yeah. Extreme exhaust leak.
Okay, coming in from James X Realm. It's unpainted.
James, you can't post unpainted cars, you monster addicted son of a bitch.
You monster.
He's making a replica of his real car, I think, is what this is.
Whoa.
Oh my god, look at that chunkiness.
We got
Yes.
Logan FDR going on here.
Yeah, about close to it.
Number 668. I would think that the HG 4s is what these are. Looks like. Well, just whatever HG. The shocks are probably too long for the RDX, yeah? Like, even at full shortness.
He put like 3 millimeters of spacer on the front damper or front tower. Yeah,
Okay.
he raised
here.
up the damper that way.
He's chatting. I don't know what the numbers he said mean, but I'm too dumb for that.
668, 336. I don't know what the 336 is.
Oh.
Dr. H, my FDR is the same FDR that you gave me, 5.8.
This is the spurt. Wait. Are they two separate pieces?
It's two separate pieces. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, it's two separate pieces on the spur gear holder.
It's a spur gear holder on a spur gear.
He doubled up.
Yo, dog. Yo, dog. But
So,
I don't
I
use...
can't lie. I mean, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Can't believe they put together
Yeah.
that well.
It kind of
Pretty
works
cool.
out, right? So Adam, I'm not like burn tuning. I use a low gear ratio to like take power away. Basically make the motor really like the motor struggles because the gear ratio is so low, and I like that. Clean looking.
Oh, here's a better picture of it. Yeah, that looks really good.
Yo, dog. We
like
heard you
a-
like overdose.
It's like a cupcake.
Right. Yeah, Adam, exactly. I just have my turbo low. I don't know. I'm not trying to burn. I might have to. I don't know. We might have to burn now, boys. I don't know. we might be required to burn. Are you guys burning yet?
What's gonna be your trigger? Like, are you gonna do it if everyone else is doing it and you need to make up that pace, or
People are already doing it here. I don't know. What about you guys?
I was gonna say, just make sure that your car has a good punch. I mean, somebody said it in like I don't know if it's actually how he said it, but I was watching a Rev D video, and the way that the caption put it, like he was talking about, he changed his toe block position and it helped the car kick a lot better. Like it was having better kicking. For me, kicking, that means when you step on it, it moves. Like you didn't step on it and it just hovered. It didn't spin the tires.
Yeah, it
You
just
were
pulled.
drifting, you stepped on it and it went more. So if you're running lower power, like no turbo, no boost, I think it's hard to get kicking sometimes. Like
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of dump on it. So just make sure you have enough power to get out of a slow corner, to come out of a hairpin and get on the gas, and that type of power. You don't want to be caught lacking with somebody who does have power and they had the grip.
Yeah.
Then you don't
Holy
have the
preload
power.
that, man. Bro, there's no that the shocks don't move at that point.
Just know that they're never ever gonna bottom out. Like ever.
My man, it's just
They're
his
not
slide
gonna move
on-
at all. You don't have shocks.
Uh,
Just put a freaking turnbuckle in there.
I wonder how that car drives.
Probably rips.
slidey.
We don't need suspension.
Front diffuser.
That's a nice front.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah,
Little
that's
that's
diffuser
how you want to
action.
do it right there. You'll feel some nice effect. Better handling, for sure.
Oh, wrong button.
Good fitment.
It's like going to the drive-in.
Yeah, watching James Dean instead of this podcast is pretty cringe.
Well, you don't know when that picture was taken. Okay, Chris, PR00.
Nice.
If it feels like I don't know...
That's homie from Puerto Rico, right?
Yes. Are these the buzz brake wheels? No,
No.
they're just overdose? Something like that.
They definitely look like some CR Kais.
I like the color. Like, the base color is good.
Yeah. I'm like, there's nothing to roast. That wing looks too beautiful, too.
Wait, can I...
Oh, I know which one that is.
Check
The
that.
Overdose JZX one. Or Yokomo. It's the Yokomo JZX wing. It's actually, ironically, I'm like, that wing looks so beautiful. It's the same wing. I'm the one. I'm running it as well.
Like, hey, I recognize that.
Yeah, I'm like, that looks great. Oh, wait a second.
Okay, coming in from Chartison, 1980. Another unpainted body
Ooh,
here.
Godzilla.
Now, how much like pre-fitment do you guys go into with multi-piece bodies? Because he's going like all the way screwed in fitment here.
For me, definitely body screws. You don't have to screw it in at every panel, but like every quarter inch. But I love body screw in your front bumper, body screw in your rear bumper,
Mm-hmm.
those type of things on a multi-piece. The double sticky tape, it normally gets dusty after a lot of track time, and it starts to fall off. It starts to fling off and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
body screws for me, easy, light, super effective.
I'm not sure what's going on with the tape. Like if he's just trying to protect tires, or if this is the better compound for his floor.
He says
I
the
would
wheels
guess
are
he
for his
probably drives
hardwood
that.
floor.
His wheels are what?
Yeah.
For hardwood floor, so that way he doesn't scratch up the tile.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I've heard the soft side of Velcro works really well too.
Yeah, smart.
Okay, coming in, Shredcraft. Pretty epic monocoque stuff.
This chassis is super awesome. Did you
Yeah,
see
let's-
the video that he posted with it?
Not the most recent one, no.
It honestly, I was watching his video, the one before we built into this one. It seemed like the cage made it faster. Like in my theory behind it, that beautiful box structure right in the center, it increases the rigidity front to back way more. It can't bow
Mm-hmm.
in the center or anything like that. So it's important for a front motor chassis to have insanely stiff front to rear stiffness. Because how is it going to transfer the weight from the front to the rear if it is all floppy, So it seemed like with it being stiffer and rigid, it put the power down with the cage, yeah.
I call that taco flex.
Yeah, you can't have any of that if you want the rear to go down.
It looks really good. Or maybe it's just because these pictures are really, really clean too.
No, I think that thing looks amazing.
It's like,
clean.
I would love a chassis like that for sure, yeah. That would be a fun one to learn how to tune.
Like,
Make that one with everything else.
this is giving me mini truck vibes. Like, right from this.
Yes. He may as well do, just keep make the carbon front fenders and the carbon rear bed and just run it with no body,
Okay, coming in. Rivas RC. Rivas RC? Oh, small picture. MRX.
Interesting.
What is the wheel cover? I don't know.
This is a cool chassis. I mean, it would be fun to play with the quick change diff on it.
Oh no, this isn't the MRX. This is the it's here. It's this thing. Yeah. I forget the brand name every single time.
Is this one of the wrap-up next cars?
No. Someone,
No.
Louise. Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Please.
This is pretty much what it's like, just under $300 or something like that, or just over $300. And a lot of it is pretty kitted out. So
These
It's
are
like
kind of new,
Shibata.
right?
yeah, these are very new. Like we don't.
Shibata one maybe.
Let's see. Rude Boy 030516.
Have you guys had any the phasers yet, or seen any of them? The
I
Kyo
haven't
show?
seen any in person, any at the local scene, but I've seen a lot of good videos. Honestly, it's like from the videos, it seems like a better option than the RMX. As far as that goes, seems like a
Dang.
great little drifter. You hop in with it.
Yeah.
You put a servo and gyro on it, and they slide great. Seems like so. I wouldn't mind. I would love to drive one. And they came out with the new 275.
Hector's asking Chuck how he got into RC drift, and what car are you driving?
Go back and watch a Chuck episode, dude.
Yeah, there is that.
But yeah, just tell us real quick.
Yeah, so I think I saw it on YouTube. I saw RC drifting on YouTube at first. So my wife took me to Friendly Hobbies here, and I got a red cat. And they said, "Hey, there's a little track out back," which was prototype at the time. And yeah, I noticed that there was like a competitive scene and people were really good at it. I just kept going to that track with with my wife who was letting me go at the time almost every single day for about a year. But yeah, pretty much it all started off on YouTube, a little purchase and going to prototype every single day. That's what really got me into it was a community. And as for what car I'm driving right now, I'm just driving my Shark. I'm driving a Razor Shark. It's a different Shark from last year. The other one was fully polished. This is a new Shark now. It's just all black with a different configuration. I don't know if we have pictures on that, but
Well, there you go, Hector.
Mhm.
Hector, didn't you watch? You've seen his episode, right? You just forgot? What are you doing? Old man.
I can't imagine how long ago that was.
Yeah, it was
last
a year
year.
ago.
I mean, we've only been drifting for 2 years. What do you
A year is a long time, sir. All right. These were from Severon. Good pictures as usual.
Yeah, looks beautiful. That livery too, so Tokyo Drift with it. It looks like the DK 350.
For sure,
almost.
yeah. With the road the way it is too.
It looks so good. They have style down there at Street Break. Like this for me, it's half of drifting. Yeah, I said, this aspect right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people get into drifting just to look like that photo.
Yeah.
Right.
Like dope, aesthetic, clean, fresh.
But that's, I think,
all that.
when you talk about street break, that's kind of like the antithesis of
No, they do it. That's what they do. They do
Yeah.
street style flair, like in a comp style.
yeah,
Like they're comp with looking fresh.
yeah.
It's just how they do it.
It's almost, I won't say it's the opposite of slide lines, but it's just kind of counter a little bit to that, where it's just like, I don't know, they're not focused on doing SDC or something like that. They're just
Yeah,
style.
and it comes down. They're very cultured. I mean, that's what it comes down for me. They're a cultured drift community. They all are mostly real drifters, and they all, have a probably
Yeah, being in
background
Florida.
with like grassroots drifting and like
Yep.
not only grassroots U.S. drifting. I always say like culture and where do you have your drifting foundation from? Where
Yeah.
did you learn drift? Like, is drifting for you the initial D? Is drifting for you Toge? Is drifting for you USA FD? Like you were watching it the whole time as you came up, but
Yep.
it's only been US grassroots, or is it like Kansai style or Osaka or all of that? So I think that all the guys at Street Break definitely have a culture mindset there of Japanese flair and a presence on the track where it's just through their bodies, and through their driving. Because I heard things like they all get with each other on the boost and turbo settings, and they run pretty much no boost and turbo together. That way, they can all
I like that
be
when
like street driving.
just kind of everybody just sort of syncs up, because you're just like, the only mission is tight tandem.
But it's not to say that we don't all go for that too. Like everybody, we love
We still have our own
looking
flavor
good
of it,
on
right?
track. We love looking good on track, but yeah, sometimes it takes the back seat while we're focusing on other things.
Yep.
Okay, take your guess.
It has to be Chris.
No?
Oh, it's Alfredo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh yeah, he gets that
Boss.
right away.
I think it's Alfredo and probably Vittorio, would be my guess.
I said I'm kind of going
I
with
don't know,
first
though.
establishment.
Yeah, it's
Yoshiba.
Alfredo. There's a Macklin battery in there.
Oh, over here. There we go. Wait, are these 3D printed? Or are these like actually
They look like it.
colored? Yeah. McLaren.
Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Beautiful.
I like if you look, everyone watching, you can see how all of his stuff is very central in the chassis, nothing out on the edges. In both chassis, actually.
It matters, no doubt.
Yeah.
To what you want to do. Which one would you choose, though? Whoa.
Oh, dang. Well, I can't afford either of them, so that's a tough question for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy 2 for 1 on this table here.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy the bait, yeah. I spent all my money on other hobbies, okay?
Mr. Simuq. Okay, coming in from Wolf's Custom Creations. An Escalade.
I always dig the Escalade body.
And some sort of minivan.
Clean.
Alfred. Oh, even with with the window visors. Right on.
Oh, that's sick. I can't imagine having one of those chase me where I can't see my car.
Oh, dude, with my Mini, I'll lose my Mini like behind another car so easily. Okay. Daniel. I'm gonna rush through these, you guys, because
extreme wheel gap. That first picture has insane gap.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for the street style. They will be making fun of you on the street. They will be sticking their whole hand in front of that. Inside that
You put your head in there, dude.
Going back to Wolf's Custom Creations, we've got subwoofers in the act.
That's crazy.
Oh wow!
What the fuck? Those like little
those are
tweeters
real.
in like a band pass box.
That's cool.
That's insane.
Like, I think it's
That's an
so
odd
funny at how far like the whole audio culture has come into RC. Okay. IQ.
Yeah.
Ooh,
With the poker chip.
Wait,
Like it.
beautiful.
it's a heat sink on the servo?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Servos get warm.
If you're running hella damper on your servo.
This is
Yeah,
an
they do get
interesting
one.
choice.
Wait. It looks beautiful. He's running a nice MC1.
Zip
Like,
tied
it's also
fan
just
is
MC1.
zip tied fan is a little.
No, it's mounted below. It's holding something else. Is that like a capacitor of some sort? Because like it's mounted. The
Right.
mount is down
Yeah.
here.
What's going on there?
What
So
it could be is, vibration, stabilization. Like, because if it's just up there, it's shaking.
It's a cap. He said it's a cap.
And 4.1 FDR.
FDR.
That's a new low.
That's a super skinny spur gear too.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
That's
And
nice.
You can kind of see like below where the gears are. It looks kind of sketchy. What's going on down there? Kind of looks like there's like broken teeth down there.
I just see his battery
That's just
stickers
battery.
coming up. That's
Yeah.
all. And Miko's apparently still watching.
Yeah. This is the Miko's RDX. Is I call it the Viagra RDX. Dude, that thing's the thing's a 2x4.
That kind of stuff, I mean, you feel it too. I mean, I would say like this body style is similar to his last one. The Altezza to this one.
Mm-hmm.
It has a high, high roof ratio, so
Mm-hmm.
a lot of side dampening. It's got a big wall of air in this.
Mm-hmm.
Very dampened
Have
style,
you-
control, quite smooth.
Have you messed with like the aero wheels at all? C-Note?
Yeah, whenever like I was running them in 2023 a little bit whenever the HPI 1552s came out and it like
Mhm.
caught on in STC. A lot of guys were running them then. We played with it and yeah, I like them. I haven't tried out the new Rev D ones. I heard that they're really grippy and I can understand why to a point because it's only 24 millimeters wide, and where the inside of the tire actually touches the ground, it doesn't have any rim structure there, so it's going to be nice and soft where there's nothing there to support it. But yeah, I like it. It changes the way the car drives. It's like more front grip, more rear grip, like depending on which side the tap is on.
Because we had from Utah, we had Cody on from TCRC, and he was talking about how they actually made front wheels like 3D printed that had no they're entirely flat. There was no opening at all in the wheel, and he was just praising about how it basically just gave him that much more grip on the side that had those wheels on there on the front in his case.
Depending
Old
on what
picture
you
of Rio.
printed it. Yes.
Why does the body look so
Shout
big?
out Tech One Japan.
Tech One Japan. That's cool.
Oh, that's sick.
That's the Icon shell.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Little streety
That's cool.
R35. That's pretty neat. Oh, with the
It's a glossy carbon.
yeah.
That's like the Pandora one, I think.
I'm wondering if it's funny the way that those wing mounts are made. It kind of makes them look like they're meant to be like the swan neck style, but then obviously
That's what it is. I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
So do you have
No,
you
you're
have
right.
it mounted on the wrong side or what? What's the deal here?
no,
Because Swan
it
would
doesn't
come
look like
over
that,
Swan would come over
Mhm.
the wing, right?
Yeah.
yeah, no, but those don't even look like you can mount them that way. It
Yeah,
looks like
true.
it's just a swan that's
It
meant
just
to be
kind of
under.
looks like that style, but isn't.
It does. Yeah.
But what that is just the funny thing about a wing is the we'll look at the Rhino in a second, but the funny thing about wings is the most effective surface on a wing you always assume is the top, but it's actually the bottom surface is the most effective for aero.
That's when I got kind of head on into aero. That was a revelation for me. Like, guys, the aero, you're not pushing something down, you're sucking it to anything.
Yes.
Like even that rear
Yes.
wing, how you said, it's slowing all the air on the top and it's sucking
Well,
it down
yeah.
from the bottom.
all what you see is the outside of the car, but all race cars that are like all race cars that are based on downforce, the top is the least all of them are designed from the bottom up. Like the bottom of the car is what's sucking the car down. All the stuff outside of the car is just like secondary to basically the design of the underside of the car.
Yeah. You know how Adam said, high speed air, low pressure, high downforce. So
Yes, sir.
anywhere you're just trying to create some creative blocks. You know what I mean? I want to block the air here and make it run all under here. That way, can get better traction wherever you want to go,
And then we have the Rhino, the 2J Rhino, or the Bear.
That's
Rhino.
the chassis for that GTR. Is so beautiful. I think that's Chan's set of Alfredo's dad.
Mm.
And
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's
the RB.
beautiful.
Never mind. My bad.
Oh wow,
With the homie in there.
it's pretty
I like
accurate.
the 3D printed chassis brace or the chassis, the strut bar.
And the chair is 3D printed.
Yep.
The seat.
The
Right
chair.
on. Yeah, I called it a chair. Wow.
Sick chair, dude. fuel cell in the passenger seat.
NOS bottle wired up.
It's ready to rock. All right, you guys. Well, this has been a great episode. Cnote, you have been an enlightening amount of knowledge.
Yeah, dude, it was
Like-
sick talking to you, man.
All the way from active aero to just even just tuning, regular tuning. And mindset. Mindset's big too.
100%.
Yeah.
Everybody says they want to have fun. I want to have fun too. Everybody wants to have fun. I said, get past those barriers, get past those little upsets, push the boundary, have the most fun you can have in that type of way. And don't limit yourself with learning. Don't copy just somebody's setup just to try it out. And it's like, oh, okay, I tried, let's just say for example, I tried Miko setup, I tried Hayato setup he posted, I tried this, but I didn't like learn anything. Like I was just trying them out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, take it one step further, and what did that do different for your setup? How can you incorporate something from that setup change into your setup to make it drive better for you? You know, that's where the intricate details come in, and just get involved and keep your mind open for sure.
I just wanted to say, like, like in my opinion, C-Note has deserved an episode for a long time. I've seen it. I've seen it coming. It's just, you know, like I said, scheduling stuff is weird, but it's just so sick to like know everyone that in chat, like all these people that are here watching this podcast all the time. Like we have some amazing episodes just sitting in chat right now that haven't happened yet. And it's very exciting. And C-Note, just I appreciate you always tuning in and participating in chat. It's pretty sick, and I'm glad to have you on finally.
Yeah, I appreciate
long
you guys
overdue.
for running the podcast, you know, and without you guys, we wouldn't have anything to watch on Thursday. We wouldn't have any type of drama recap after Worlds.
Oh,
We
jeez.
didn't have anything to talk about, you know. New
I
setups
do think we
dropping.
need to up the drama levels on this podcast. we
Yeah,
need to start
That was-
overreacting to
Next
stuff.
week.
that was an awesome one. Talking about, or when you guys had the episode after the Worlds when Rio came here, talking
Yeah.
about this tires.
Yeah,
Tire
I mean that's what
controversy.
everyone's talking about. I mean, I
It's so
for
fun.
me personally, I like to. We always make the joke that sometimes we wish we would record. You guys will see. Chuck knows about it already, but we do a little debrief after the show. Sometimes we're like, "Damn, we should just record this," but sometimes it's like, I don't know. But yeah, man, it's nice to. I think a lot of the times it's like we might as well talk about it. We're all thinking it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're all thinking about what just happened or whatever it is. So
Yep. So speaking of
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
when we end, you guys get to hang out for a little bit. Sorry. What do you want to say, C-Note?
no, it's nothing. I said it's just fun talking about it.
well, we got to do shout outs real quick.
Shout outs. It is your time to
Time to shout out. D-Note's up for a shout out. Throw your shout outs.
First of all, shout out Brett, shout out Raymond, shout out all the Slide Lines locals that were there the whole time. That I'm forgetting every name, but you know, Dave, Alex, Mickione, rest in peace. You know, Mark Castellanos comes to mind, Koopa, a lot of the local guys that were at SL the first few years making it happen. Shout out Alfredo, shout out his dad, shout out his family. Shout out all Tech One Drift. I mean, especially his family though, because they run it. They make it a family. They make you a part of their family. They keep progressing and never stop as far as things to do in the hobby and expansions and adventures that we want to go on. It's never ending. So shout out them. Shout out the entire drift community who pushes each other as a whole. There wouldn't be any reason to get any better with the cars. There wouldn't be any reason to try as hard as we do unless there were other guys out there that we were wanting to battle against, or guys that were doing it with us. Like, it's not fun to do it alone. So doing it alone, this car would not look the way it would be. It wouldn't have a splitter. It wouldn't have these wheels. It wouldn't have anything. I would have never got to that point unless everybody else was out there pushing me. So
hell yeah.
Shout out to the whole community as well, man.
Dude, you nailed it. Absolutely. Like, we've talked about it. But I always hate to sound like a broken record, but we don't exist unless we have people to drive with. Driving alone is boring as shit. When you figure it out, it's not fun. We all need each other to push ourselves to get better. We all rely on other people to do that. So, huge shout out to everybody that's into this shit.
Chuck, you're
all right,
up.
Chuck, shout outs.
All right, yeah. Shout out to my wife. You know, without her support, actually, none of this would be possible. I'd probably be doing another hobby. Yep. You know, shout out to Brett. Shout out to all the syndicate guys up in R3. They're a new team up here at R3, and they've been doing really good at pushing each other as well. And you know, shout out to the owners or the previous owners of R3. You know, thanks for keeping that place up for as long as you did. All that practice really helped to how I did at round 4 with that qualifying. And shout out to my wife's family. They're probably watching this right now, just not talking.
Beautiful.
But yeah, and you know, shout out to everyone that I saw at Super G. I can't think of all your names right now. I had a long day, but you know who you are if you're watching. And shout out to Fredo. Thanks for the 50 laps that we had at Super G. And Victor.
See, Fredo won't even drive with me, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's probably because he's always running away. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Fredo.
Dude, I saw him every time I walked out to the track. He walked away, dude. I swear to God.
Sometimes it's like that. Look at them. It's like Street Fighter. I mean, that's how it is. You know what I mean? You walked past him. He wasn't ready. You know, he didn't want it at that moment. But when the time is ready, you'll have a great battle.
So I want to leave you guys with something cool.
Shut up, down.
If you want to see something cool, go check out Discord. Icon posted some more pictures of some pretty epic things. Fully 3D printed. It looks like is what it is.
Yeah, we'll cover that next week. We'll cover that next week. I can
check those.
That's
out.
a whole episode in itself. We should just have him on.
I mean, hey, this episode really was
Came
very
together
last
this
minute.
week.
Yeah, so thanks,
Your
Chuck.
boy's been slacking at booking episodes, so yeah, thank you two for coming on very short notice.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Another one.
Fredo wants me to. Fredo wants me to mention this.
187.
187.
Shout out.
187.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Shout out.
Shout out all the 187 guys, man.
Yeah, we just had Tommy on last week. I think we've had all of them. I mean, we've had Tommy, we had Ty, we've had you two now, we've had Adam, we've had Brett. Who are we missing? There's got to be some local Vegas
one
guys.
More, Mark
Yeah,
and
Mark.
Raymond. Well,
And we also have a new addition to 187.
Oh shit, we got to get them on.
Yeah, we also have a new addition, which is RJ.
Oh shit.
Yes.
RJ's due. RJ's for sure due for an app. We need to do maybe Brett and RJ again.
For sure.
Austin, Chris. Yep.
Austin, Chris, RJ.
Oh yeah, Austin, Lewis, yes, sir. Yeah.
That's
Alfredo.
true.
We need to get Alfredo on here.
Alfredo just has to come on. Like, he has no excuse now.
All right, you
Alfredo
guys.
next
Alfredo
week
and
with
Victor.
We're gonna end it here. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, do that like thing. The channel is doing really good. It keeps on growing, so hopefully we'll be able to keep this going. I want to keep it going with more people interviewing everybody. Yeah, it's super fun. You guys take it easy, have fun. See you next week, probably, more than likely.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Jesus.
We'll see you next week. Later, guys.